There is a kind of exhaustion that is very hard for outsiders to see. It is when you need help but your mouth still says, "I'm okay." When your heart is already overloaded but you still try to find a way to handle everything on your own. When all it would take is one message, one phone call, or one honest sentence, saying that you cannot carry it anymore, but you choose silence instead. Not because you do not want to be cared for, not because you do not know that you are hurting, but because some part of you believes that needing other people is a very dangerous thing. Many people may look at you and think you are strong. They see that you are independent, calm, and able to handle everything. They think you do not need anyone, but they do not know that sometimes that strength does not come from peace. It comes from a time when you had no other choice. When a person has been used to surviving alone for too long, asking for help is no longer simple. It becomes an inner battle. One part wants to be held while another part is afraid of being seen as a burden. If you have ever felt extremely tired but still did not know how to ask anyone for help, subscribe to the channel and keep watching this video. Because maybe you are not cold, arrogant, or stubborn the way other people think. Maybe you simply learned how to protect yourself too early. Psychology shows that difficulty asking for help is often not just a personality trait. It is a defensive pattern formed from experiences that made you believe relying on others was unsafe. The first sign is this: you once learned that your needs were a problem. This usually does not come from one clear sentence. Not everyone directly says, "Don't bother me," but you feel it through small details. A sigh when you ask for something, an annoyed look when you need to be listened to, a cold silence right when you hope someone will come closer, a moment when you reach out and the other person pulls away, even if only slightly. Children do not need things explained in words. They feel things very quickly. If your needs were repeatedly dismissed, your mind begins to record a silent conclusion. When I need something, I make other people tired. That conclusion can follow you all the way into adulthood. You enter relationships with a deep fear. If I need too much, people will leave. If I tell the truth, people will get annoyed. If I become weak, I will no longer be loved the same way. So you learn to make your needs smaller. You say it's okay even when it is not okay. You tell a lighter version of your pain. You help others a lot, but when it is your turn, you feel uncomfortable receiving help. On the outside, this may look like kindness and strength, but underneath it sometimes is the sadness of someone who once felt they were not allowed to need anyone. The second sign is this: you trust yourself more than you trust support. People who struggle to ask for help are often not weak. On the contrary, they are very good at enduring. They know how to solve things when everything becomes messy. They know how to stand up after things that few people even know they went through. Over time, they form a very firm belief. In the end, I still have to take care of myself. This belief once helped them survive. But it also makes it hard for them to receive sincere help. When someone wants to help, they do not relax immediately. They ask themselves, does this person really understand? Will they judge me? Will they stay long enough? Or will they help once and then disappear? Because they are afraid of disappointment, they choose control. They would rather do everything themselves while exhausted than hand part of the burden to someone else. To them, control feels safer than being cared for. That is why some people still feel tense even when they receive kindness. They accept help, but inside they want to repay it immediately. They are afraid of owing someone, afraid of being judged, afraid that one day that kindness will be brought up again. This is not ingratitude. This is the trace of a nervous system that has become used to trusting only itself. The third sign is this: you confuse vulnerability with danger. Saying I need help may sound simple, but for some people that sentence feels like standing in the middle of a room with no walls to protect them. Because behind asking for help is the feeling of being seen at your weakest. And if in the past, every time you opened up, you were dismissed, compared, laughed at, or ignored, then vulnerability no longer feels like connection. It feels like a risk. You may have learned that emotions should be hidden. If you are hurt, endure it yourself. If you are sad, deal with it yourself. If you are tired, do not say anything. So when you need help, you are not only afraid that others will reject you, you are also afraid of feeling exposed, afraid to admit that you are not okay, afraid that someone will see the soft part of you that you have tried to hide for so long. If this sounds like you, comment the number 8, not to prove that you are weak, but to remind yourself that many people out there are also learning how to open up again. You may be the person who always stays calm in front of everyone, but that does not mean you have never broken down in silence. You may be very good at hiding, but being good at hiding does not mean you are healed. The fourth sign is this: you feel that you have to manage your pain by yourself. There is a type of person who almost feels guilty for needing support. They always think other people are even more tired than I am. This is not that serious. I should not bother anyone. They shrink their own pain before anyone else even has the chance to dismiss it. This often happens to people who had to grow up emotionally too early. Maybe in the past you were the one who had to stay calm when everyone around you was falling apart, the one who did not ask for much, the one who knew how to read other people's faces, the one who could sense the tension at home and decided not to add another burden to it. Gradually, you did not just behave like someone who was considerate. You became someone who believed your pain had to be handled in silence. The heartbreaking thing is that this trait is often found in people who care deeply about others. They show up when friends need them. They listen with patience. They never shame anyone for being weak. But when they are the ones in pain, the rules change. They become harsh toward themselves. They feel ashamed for needing help. They see their limits as something that should be hidden. And then they become the person everyone thinks is strong while inside. They are much lonelier than people realize. The fifth sign is this: independence has become part of your survival identity. Some people do not just enjoy being independent. They cling to independence as part of who they are. Maybe you were praised for not needing anyone to take care of you, respected for always handling things yourself, seen as the strong one, the reliable one, the one who never falls apart. Those compliments may sound good, but if repeated long enough, you may begin to believe that you only have value when you need nothing at all. At that point, asking for help no longer feels like a normal action. It feels like betraying the image you have built. If you are the strong one, what happens when you are tired? If you are always the one holding others up, who will hold you? If you are the one who always has everything under control, who are you on the day you can no longer keep going? There is a very big difference between healthy independence and defensive independence. Healthy independence says, I can do it myself, but I can also receive support. Defensive independence says, if I cannot do it myself, I will feel ashamed, weak, and unsafe. One comes from confidence, the other comes from fear. And many people confuse these two things for years. You were not born struggling to ask for help. You became that way because at some point needing other people once made you feel hurt, disappointed, or unwelcome. But what once helped you survive does not have to be the way you live for the rest of your life. You are allowed to be strong and still need others. You are allowed to be independent and still receive care. You are allowed to say, I need help without apologizing for it. If you are learning to believe that you no longer have to carry everything alone, comment the number 9. That is not weakness. It is a very quiet kind of courage. Thank you for watching until the end of this video. If this content helped you name something you have carried in your heart for a very long time, please like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who always says I'm okay, even when you know they are very tired. Real strength is not enduring in silence until you are completely drained. Real strength is knowing when you need to be held and being gentle enough with yourself to allow that to happen.